Bruce Lee was born in San Francisco in 1940, the year of the dragon, a lucky sign. His parents, from Hong Kong, were in America for his father's opera tour. At home they called him Sai-Fan, Little Phoenix, hoping to protect him from harm. Soon after, the family returned to bustling Hong Kong. Bruce grew up in a crowded apartment, learning to be tough and independent. He was energetic, always moving and not fond of sitting still in school. He preferred the streets, leading friends on wild adventures. Bruce was a prankster and often got into fights, worrying his parents. His family was close-knit with siblings who shaped his early years. The busy city and his family's background gave him a unique perspective. He learned performance from his father and resilience from the streets. Bruce was both Chinese and American, a performer and a fighter. These early experiences made him a leader among his peers. His wild energy needed direction, and his parents hoped he'd find a positive path. Growing up between East and West, Bruce developed a strong sense of identity. He was a mix of cultures, talents, and ambitions. The challenges of his childhood prepared him for greatness. He was shaped by the city's energy and his family's values. Even as a child, Bruce stood out for his spirit and determination. All these parts of his childhood would come together to help him become a star. The journey of the little dragon began in the lively streets of Hong Kong. From a small boy with big dreams, he was destined for more. His story was just beginning. The world would soon know his name. Bruce Lee's life in film began almost at birth. With a famous actor father, Bruce was on movie sets from infancy. At just 3 months old, he appeared in Golden Gate Girl. As he grew, his natural charisma landed him more roles. He became a well-known child actor, starring in about 20 films. In The Kid, he played a tough but kind street orphan, winning hearts. Bruce's ability to express emotion made him a favorite with directors and audiences. Acting gave him confidence and a way to channel his boundless energy. On set, he could be a hero or a clown. Off set, he was still a troublemaker. Fame brought challenges. Other kids would pick fights with him. This pushed Bruce to learn how to defend himself for real. His time in movies was more than just play, it was training for life. He learned discipline, storytelling, and how to command attention. These skills would serve him far beyond the screen. Bruce was not just an actor who fought, he was a fighter who could act. His early film career laid the foundation for his future. He learned to work hard and be professional from a young age. The camera taught him how to connect with people everywhere. His childhood in Hong Kong cinema prepared him for global fame. Bruce's journey from child star to martial arts legend was underway. The world was about to see a new kind of hero. His story was only getting started. At 18, Bruce's parents sent him to America to escape trouble in Hong Kong. As a U.S. citizen, he could start fresh in San Francisco, then Seattle. Life in America was a shock. He worked as a waiter and lived above a restaurant. Gone was the child star. Now he was just another immigrant chasing a dream. Bruce enrolled in high school, determined to finish his education. He worked hard, wanting to prove himself to his family and himself. After high school, he studied philosophy at the University of Washington. He was fascinated by big ideas and the workings of the mind. Reading philosophers from around the world, Bruce began to think deeply about life and martial arts. America was a place of transformation for him. He learned independence and built a new identity. The loneliness and challenges forced him to grow up fast. He missed home, but the struggle made him stronger. In Seattle, Bruce took his first steps toward teaching martial arts. He was no longer just a kid from Hong Kong. He was becoming a man of the world. This new beginning was tough, but it was exactly what he needed. Bruce was forging his own path, far from the streets he once roamed. The lessons he learned in America would shape his future. He was ready to share his passion and change the world of martial arts. The next chapter of his life was about to begin. Bruce Lee was on the verge of something extraordinary. In Seattle, Bruce needed money and missed martial arts. He'd learned Wing Chun from IP Man in Hong Kong and wanted to keep practicing. Bruce began teaching Gung Fu to small groups in parks and parking lots. His energy and passion quickly attracted students. Soon he opened the Junfan Gung Fu Institute, his first formal school. Unlike traditional masters, Bruce welcomed students of all backgrounds. He believed martial arts should be shared, not hidden. His teaching style was modern. He encouraged questions and critical thinking. Bruce taught not just moves, but the science behind them. He pushed students to be strong in body and mind. His school grew popular, and he opened more in Oakland and Los Angeles. Bruce was challenging old traditions and creating something new. Teaching others helped him refine his own ideas. He was becoming known as an innovative martial artist and teacher. This period shaped his philosophy and set the stage for his next breakthrough. Bruce was ready to revolutionize martial arts. Bruce Lee was never satisfied with tradition. He studied many fighting styles: boxing, fencing, wrestling, judo, searching for what worked best. He believed real fights were unpredictable and required adaptability. A pivotal fight with Wong Jack Man made Bruce question rigid techniques. Though he won, he felt limited by tradition and sought a better way. This led him to create Jeet Kune Do, the way of the intercepting fist. Jeet Kune Do wasn't a fixed style, but a set of principles. Its core: absorb what is useful, discard what is useless, add what is uniquely your own. Bruce taught that martial arts should be direct, simple, and personal. He used water as a metaphor: be formless, adaptable, and powerful. Jeet Kune Do was about freedom, not following old rules. Bruce's motto: using no way as way, having no limitation as limitation. His philosophy changed how people saw martial arts. It was about self-expression and growth, not just fighting. Jeet Kune Do inspired people to think for themselves. Bruce's ideas went beyond combat. They were a guide for life. He encouraged everyone to find their own path. This revolutionary approach made Bruce a legend in martial arts. He broke barriers and inspired a new generation of fighters. Jeet Kune Do became his lasting legacy. Bruce Lee was now more than a teacher. He was a philosopher. The world was starting to take notice. Bruce's martial arts skills caught Hollywood's eye after a stunning demonstration in 1964. He was cast as Kato in The Green Hornet, where his speed and style amazed American audiences. Bruce's fight scenes were so fast, cameras had to slow down to capture them. Kato became the show's breakout character, introducing real gung-fu to the West. Bruce began teaching martial arts to Hollywood stars like Steve McQueen and James Coburn. Despite his talent, he was frustrated by being cast only as a sidekick. He pitched his own show, The Warrior, but studios refused to cast an Asian lead. Hollywood wasn't ready for a Chinese hero, and Bruce faced rejection. The role went to a white actor, deepening Bruce's disappointment. Still, he kept pushing, determined to break barriers. Bruce's Hollywood experience taught him about prejudice and perseverance. He realized he'd have to fight for his place on the world stage. The next step would take him back to Hong Kong, and to stardom. Frustrated by Hollywood, Bruce returned to Hong Kong, where he became a superstar. Raymond Chow of Golden Harvest offered him leading roles. The Big Boss made Bruce an overnight sensation, breaking box office records. Fist of Fury followed, with Bruce as a hero fighting for justice and Chinese pride. His films electrified audiences with real martial arts and powerful presence. The Way of the Dragon, which Bruce wrote, directed, and starred in, featured a legendary fight with Chuck Norris. These movies made Bruce an international icon. Hollywood could no longer ignore him. Warner Brothers partnered with Golden Harvest for Enter the Dragon. It was the first major Hollywood film starring a Chinese-American lead. Bruce was finally set to conquer the world stage. His unique blend of action and philosophy captivated audiences everywhere. Bruce Lee had become a global phenomenon. The world was ready for the dragon. Bruce Lee's rise was filled with obstacles: racism, tradition, and physical limits. Hollywood offered few roles for Asian actors, mostly stereotypes. Bruce refused to accept this, determined to be a strong, intelligent hero. He faced backlash from traditional martial artists for teaching non-Chinese students. The fight with Wong Jack Man was a result of this controversy. Bruce believed knowledge should be shared, not hidden. He challenged both Hollywood and martial arts traditions. Bruce's intense training pushed his body to the limit. A serious back injury in 1970 nearly ended his career. Doctors doubted he'd walk again, but Bruce used the time to study and write. His recovery was a triumph of willpower and spirit. He returned stronger, proving the power of determination. Bruce's greatest battles were often within himself. He showed that with enough resolve, any wall could be broken. His journey inspired millions to overcome their own obstacles. In 1973, Bruce Lee was on the verge of global superstardom with Enter the Dragon. Suddenly, tragedy struck. He died at just 32 from a brain edema. The world was stunned by the loss of such a vibrant figure. Enter the Dragon became a worldwide hit, cementing Bruce's legacy. His early death made him a legend, frozen in time as a young, powerful hero. Bruce Lee was more than a movie star. He was a bridge between East and West. He broke racial barriers and inspired millions to pursue martial arts for self-improvement. His philosophy of Jeet Kune Do encouraged adaptability and self-expression. Bruce was a teacher, a philosopher, and a symbol of strength. His influence shaped modern mixed martial arts and the action film genre. Bruce's image became a global icon of confidence and determination. He proved that one person's passion can change the world. The Little Dragon's legacy is eternal. He taught us to be like water, adaptable, resilient, and unstoppable. Bruce Lee's story continues to inspire new generations. His spirit lives on in every fighter and dreamer. The legend of Bruce Lee will never die. His journey reminds us all to break barriers and follow our true path.